Hello, YouTube viewers and Transformers fans of all ages. This is the TFNG coming to you with my next video review. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the most recently released toy of Optimus Prime and the Generations toy line, the War for Cybertron Siege Voyager class Optimus Prime figure. And a lot of Transformers fans have been saying that despite this latest toy of Optimus Prime, despite his flaws such as a somewhat wonky-looking vehicle mode and the battle-damaged paint job Hasbro gave him, this might be one of the quintessential Optimus Prime toys to have been created by both Hasbro and Takara Tomy. So here's just a quick look up, close-up of Prime. There he is holding his axe. Axe there on his thighs is the battle-damaged paint job. His laser gun is really nicely sculpted, similar to the G1 toy. And zooming in closely there, I love how amazing Optimus Prime's new head sculpt is. It's really accurate to both the G1 toy and the cartoon. And in robot mode, I do admit that Optimus Prime has a lot of great posability, more so than past Voyager class toys of Optimus Prime that have been released in the Generations line. So setting Prime off to the side just for now, taking a quick close-up here at his box. The War for Cybertron Siege line is being released by both Hasbro and Takara Tomy as part of their unification of the Transformers toys. And the War for Cybertron Siege line, Optimus Prime, if you can see right there, he is the WFC-S11, which means he's the 11th toy to be released in the Siege line. Pretty nice. Up on the top, you got an Autobot logo. On the bottom, you've got a barcode, product information, made in Vietnam. Authentic Transformers. There are now so many third-party Transformers companies that Hasbro and Takara Tomy now have to say that they sell the authentic official ones. Coming around here to the back of the box, you got some obligatory product shots. You got Prime in his robot mode, in his alt mode of a Cybertronian truck, and he transforms back and forth from robot mode and alt mode in just 27 steps. And Optimus Prime has advertised as other toys in the Siege line available for purchase sold separately. The Battle Masters, he has, I believe it's a blowpipe and a fire drive. Are the ones that he has advertised is also available sold separately. And again, up there on the top of the box, WSC11. Here on the side of the box, it's really hard to see, but Optimus Prime has a blacklight code hidden on there. And I think Optimus Prime's blacklight code is Iacon on the last city the Autobots were able to hold out against the Decepticons. So that's pretty great. So setting Optimus Prime's box off to the side and focusing here on Prime himself as I adjust my camera, try to get him in full frame. One nice thing about Optimus Prime's axe is that the handle can fold around like so, tap into place, fold the axe blades away, and when you fold them away, I recommend you wait to fold the big blade in first and fold the little one in second. Works best. And now the axe doubles as a shield, so that's really cool. So all in all, I am really impressed with the engineering that went into the Siege version of Optimus Prime. He is pretty great, and the battle damaging, even though it's all over his chest, his arms, and his thighs, it's not really that prominent, and if you were to just give Prime a passing look, you probably wouldn't notice the battle damage at first glance, so that's really appreciative that Hasbro and Takara Tomy were able to minimize Optimus Prime's battle damaged effect. Now, as of today, it's February 17th, and New York Toy Fair of 2019 is going on right now at the time when I'm making this video, and it's been revealed that Hasbro and Takara Tomy are most likely releasing unbattle damaged repaints of Optimus Prime and Megatron as part of the 35th anniversary of the Transformers franchise later this year. So for anyone who wants to have an unbattle damaged Siege version of Optimus Prime, then just keep an eye out for the 35th anniversary toy, because in addition to having are not lacking battle damage. Optimus, the 35th anniversary version of Siege Optimus Prime, he will have a somewhat cartoon accurate paint job. There'll be cell shading on the windshield chest of him. And so that's really exciting to look forward to. I might not get it because despite the battle damaged markings, I really enjoy having the Siege version of Optimus Prime. And since I was able to get him at retail price, as I bumped my camera, that was as I don't really know if I'd be able to, as my voice gives out, buy any repaints of him because he is a pretty amazing figure. And for quick size comparison in robot mode, here is Optimus Prime next to his wave mate, or for Cybertron Siege Megatron, and unfortunately, either way, my copy of Megatron, his hip joints are somewhat loose, so Megatron is a little more flimsy to stand up than Optimus Prime. But yeah, I really enjoy having Megatron and Optimus Prime standing side by side with each other. And they are most definitely geared for battle. Also, one thing I like about Optimus Prime and Megatron, and I don't know if anyone else is pointing this out, but even though they're the same size class of toy, depending on how you position their legs, Megatron is, I'd say, 1 centimeter taller than Optimus Prime, and he is bulkier than Optimus Prime, and I've always liked that when Hasbro releases a toy of Megatron that's bigger than Optimus Prime, because the first Transformers show I watched was Transformers Armada, and the idea that Optimus Prime is physically smaller than Megatron, I've always liked that because it gives Optimus Prime an underdog status, and so you want to root for the bot that you think at first glance might not win because he's physically smaller. And as a Christian, I have to say that Optimus Prime being smaller than Megatron, for me, it's almost like a David versus Goliath setup between the two of them. So the handful of times in the past when Hasbro's released toys of Optimus Prime and Megatron in a toy line and Optimus Prime ended up being bigger, no, I just really couldn't accept that because of my thinking with that. So setting Megatron off to the side, I probably won't bring him out. Won't be able to do a vehicle mode comparison between the two of them, but I will bring out some other toys in a moment. So one thing I will admit is that even when you have the transformation memorized, for some reason Optimus Prime and Megatron have proven the most difficult for me to transform. I've actually found it easier to transform the Siege toys of Metroplex and Shockwave than I have Optimus Prime and Megatron. So I will say this, if you can memorize Optimus Prime and Megatron's transformation and have it down, then you can transform just about any toy that's released in the Siege line. But yeah, that's the only complaint I have, is that even compared to the leader class toys in the Siege line, Optimus Prime and Megatron, their transformation is slightly more difficult than it could be, than it could have been. It could have been a little easier, but for some reason, a lot of my fellow Transformers fans and toy collectors, they actually like Transformers toys with complex transformations. I personally don't. I've always liked how in the Generation 1 toy line and how Hasbro tried to bring that back with the Transformers Age of Extinction line in 2014, the idea of Transformers having simplistic transformations, because as when you give the Transformers toys complex transformations, it takes away from the play value of the toys, of being able to convert quickly between robot mode and alt mode. And I know that to this day there hasn't been a Transformers toy created by both Hasbro and Takara that can transform at the same speed as the Transformers characters do in the Transformers cartoons. But when all said and done, and I do actually prefer Transformers toys with more simplistic transformation because it saves time and it reduces any chances of frustration at not getting the transformation right. And some Transformers toys with complex transformations, they do have steps that you have to follow through, and if you don't follow them through exactly, then you could potentially mess up the transformation, and messing up the transformation is not much fun for anybody. Now, right there is one of the reasons why I say Optimus Prime's transformation is complex. If you don't have his robot mode thighs lined up with these side panels, then they can get wobbly and out of place. And also, on my copy of Optimus Prime, his robot mode feet, which form the back bumper, they don't want to peg in place together. Now, the biggest complaint I have with Optimus Prime's transformation is right here. You have to fold down his front wheels, bring down the roof and front grille section of his truck mode, and you also have to fold in the arms all at the same time for everything to line up and lock in place properly. Otherwise, Optimus Prime will be a floppity mess. So I'm going to take Prime off camera just for a moment. I apologize for that, but it's much easier for me to transform the toy when I have it right in front of me. And this is the risk I take when I live stream my video reviews of Transformers. I risk the review of transforming them on camera and making the videos lengthy, and running into a moment in the videos where when I have to transform the toy right in front of my face. It's much easier than holding it in front of the camera, and you, the viewers, you end up just hearing my voice going on and hearing the sounds of the Transformers toy, while you don't actually get to enjoy the transformation. So I apologize profusely for doing that for you. Oh, that was the problem. Make sure everything's locked into place. And it is. So here is Optimus Prime in his alt mode. And supposedly covering up Optimus Prime's back wheels and giving him what some Transformers fans have been calling the eyebrow roof on the front of his truck cab. Apparently, Hasbro and Takara decided that this was enough of a Cybertronian-looking vehicle that it was passable as being a semi-truck seen on planet Cybertron versus one seen here on planet Earth. So, to be honest, in the Transformers Generation 1 cartoon, Optimus Prime, he was never shown transforming into his vehicle mode while he was still on planet Cybertron. It wasn't until he was reactivated on planet Earth in 1984, or that he finally transformed into his alt mode. So Optimus Prime, surprisingly, he's one of the Transformers characters where the vehicle mode he had on planet Cybertron before he came to Earth, it's left open to imagination, because during the Generation 1 franchise back in the 1980s, as far as I'm aware of, Optimus Prime, his alt mode on planet Cybertron was never actually appeared anywhere. I don't know if it appeared on any pages of the Transformers comic books, but it definitely did not appear in the Generation 1 cartoon. So me personally, I don't mind Siege Optimus Prime's alt mode. But I just wanted to mention that it hasn't really sat well with most Transformers fans. Now, as far as weapon storage for Optimus Prime's laser gun and his axe shield, the best weapon storage I found for Optimus Prime is you take the shield axe, you plug it on top of the laser gun, like so, and then using this 5mm peg hole, insert the laser gun into that. And that right there is what I found is the most symmetrical weapon storage for Optimus Prime, just having everything sit here on the back of him. It doesn't look that great, but it's actually the best you're going to get with storing Optimus Prime's weapons, so it is better than not having any storage for the weapons at all. Now, there is officially Actually, I don't know if it's official, but some Transformers fans have pointed out that technically Optimus Prime, he can be somewhat of a triple changer, and all you really do is you fold his wheels down like this, and now Optimus Prime is a hover truck. So that's actually been a debate amongst Transformers fans for the last several years now as to whether or not just flipping away the wheels makes a Transformer a triple changer if you just move one part. Now, one gripe that I do have with Optimus Prime, I know I've said I had a couple of gripes with the toy, but this is the one I have the biggest gripe with Optimus Prime. If you look closely right here on Optimus Prime's front wheels, if you try to fold them correctly and have everything lined up properly, the wheels don't actually, I don't know if you can see that right there, but the wheels don't actually fold into place properly. And so what happens is they either want to end up folding inward or they want to stick slightly outward. I don't know if that's a problem that's universally true with Optimus Prime, where his wheels don't actually fold properly, but Optimus Prime still does roll well regardless, but that's really the primary gripe I have with Optimus Prime. Is that his front wheels, they just don't want to fold properly. On my copy, they definitely don't. And for a quick vehicle mode size comparison, moving the camera back a bit, here's Optimus Prime next to the Siege versions of Sideswipe and Hound. And so you can see how they all look together. Pretty nice looking. And for one last vehicle mode size comparison, here's Optimus Prime next to Siege Ultra Magnus, who is so massive with the camera angle I have right now, he's not on full screen. There we go. So it's been confirmed now with 100% accuracy that Ultra Magnus is being repainted and retooled into a leader class toy of Optimus Prime. And that version is going to be based on the Transformer Cybertron version of Optimus Prime, so there's been a debate amongst Transformers fans as to whether or not the leader class toy of Optimus Prime and the Voyager class version should be treated as the same character, or if they should be treated as separate interpretations of Optimus Prime. Me personally, I don't really mind if the leader class toy of Optimus Prime is based on one of Optimus Prime's interpretations of the character from the Unicron trilogy. I grew up with the Unicron trilogy, so I have lots of respect for it. But yes, I really enjoy the fact that in the first wave of the Siege line, we got new toys of both Optimus Prime and Ultra Magnus. They are my two top favorite all-time Autobot Transformers characters. Optimus Prime is my number one favorite Autobot, and Ultra Magnus is number 2. And Ultra Magnus is actually my number 3 all-time favorite character, number 2 being Megatron. But yes, this has been a review of the Transformers Generations War for Cybertron Siege Voyager class Optimus Prime toy. And do I recommend getting Siege Optimus Prime and adding him to your collection? Absolutely. You cannot go wrong with this latest version of Optimus Prime. Despite its flaw, Optimus Prime does have an impressive looking vehicle mode, and his robot mode is it's blown away all the other robot modes of past Optimus Prime toys. Well, it's the only one that still rivals Siege Optimus Prime, and is my all-time favorite, is my Classics version of Optimus Prime, and that's only because he actually has a trailer. So if anyone out there designs a trailer for Siege Optimus Prime, then yes, I will say he will become my all-time favorite Optimus Prime toy from the Generations line. So yes, thank you so much for watching. This has been the TFN Geek. If you find Siege Optimus Prime, get him. He is a great toy to have. Please like, comment, subscribe, and have a great day.